Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 166, Dapper Chappie.
Who's a Dapper Chappie?
In this week's episode, it's pre-3. JfG Ash has Pizza Hut. JfG Alex also has Pizza Hut.
What a coinky-dink.
There's a lack of games out this week.
Because it's E3.
And finally, what Battle Royale game do you want?
I don't. Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 166. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing there?
Hey buddy, yeah, as always, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah, sparkling thoughts, give me the hope to go on. I'm awake this week.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, I managed to sleep last night, which was good.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely. I like sleep. I'm a fan of sleep. It gets me through the day if I've had a good sleep, you know. Otherwise, I'm fucked.
As is tradition.
Indeed.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, not such a busy week this week, buddy. Obviously, games have been played, not many.
What have you been up to?
Ah, thanks. I thought you'd never ask. I saw my mum and dad this weekend, which was nice because they live down south. A good few hundred miles away, and yeah, hadn't seen them for a while, so they came up over the weekend. I got very drunk on Saturday night, I think. I was just got twatted.
Blatter day.
Absolutely gazeboed, you know. I
like
went
it.
Had a lot of wine, a lot of beer. That will happen. Played some Destiny at like midnight. Tried to play a game of Crucible. Couldn't see anyone. Didn't go well. And so I played some PvE instead. I did a bit better, but no idea what happened. I vaguely remember playing that game at that time. Yeah, but it was good. Slept on the sofa, which was nice. On purpose, not unintentionally.
I was going to say, yeah. I fall asleep there all the time.
Oh, it's good for naps.
Not on your sofa,
no,
obviously. That'd be, sneak out in the the early hours.
Yeah,
and
drive up there, have a quick
just
nap.
Leave my musk on
and
the
then
pillows.
Off you go before I wake up. That'd be very strange.
Gone. I've done a lot of miles of late, coming back and forth.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Yeah. It's a fair distance. I bet when you were in Derbyshire, you were like, fucking hell. My commute to Ash's sofa has been cut by so many miles. I'm so happy.
It was a great week for that, you know. It was, it really saved me. Saved me a lot of miles there and a lot of petrol.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Cheers, buddy. Please continue.
So my mum and dad were up this weekend because it was my son's Holy Communion, whatever that is. If you love Jesus, not a fucking clue, mate.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I had to go to church. I thought I was going to catch on fire. It was weird.
Okay.
At one point, he walked down the middle, like the priesty guy, whatever his name is, and just threw water at everyone. I'm like, what's that all about?
Some fucking new Fortnite dance, isn't it?
Maybe. Yeah, the priest. Squirts water everywhere out of
flossing.
This thing.
He's just flossing.
Yeah, he just had a little floss on his way down. Yeah, it was ace. Loved it. So that was cool. Had a little party.
What a weirdo.
I know, right? I mean, who does that? Gets loads of people together in a room, like gets them to stand up and sit down like 1,000 times, and then just throws water on them.
It sounds like a very controversial Super Soaker advert, if that was still a thing. But there we go.
That would be mint, yeah.
Yeah.
By the power of Christ compels you, or whatever the saying is, and then Super Soap go right in the face.
Exactly.
I mean, that would have exercised anyone. Exercise? Yeah. Exorcisms?
No, exercised is correct, with a CO.
I don't put letters in my words.
Don't put letters in my mouth.
Indeed. Holy Communion had a shindig afterwards. There was cake and stuff. I had a pint of Bombardier. It was okay.
Jesus cake, Jesus beer.
Jesus cake and Jesus beer, yeah. It was Jesus to the max, I'd say. All about the JC. Loved it.
Okay.
That ended and brought on Sunday, where I was very hungover. No, that was the Sunday where I was hungover. So yeah, the party ended, went home, felt shit still. Because, I was hungover in a church getting water splashed at me. It was weird. Didn't really know what was going on.
It was weird.
It was weird. Luckily, I was fully clothed at the time, I think. Anyway.
No one asked that. Jesus.
I might have just woken up there. You never know. One of them things.
That would have been something.
Yeah. So this was pretty much the highlight of my week. The Sunday evening shenanigans with Pizza Hut, buddy. We had some crazy moments. Standard stuff. Order a couple of pizzas online and a side. I think it was like 20 quid or something for it. 2 large pizzas in the side. I'm like, yeah, sweet. Send me some wedges. I'll have whatever spicy sizzler thing, meat with stuff on it. And the missus had like a create your own whatever, like barbecue based pizza. I'm like, yeah, sweet, done. Get the kids to bed, sorted. Pizza arrives. I'm like, yes, tuck in time. This is it. I'm gonna feel all good now. I open it up. I look at it. I'm like, that looks like my pizza. I start eating it. I'm like, where's the spice? There's no jalapenos on that bad boy, buddy.
What the fuck?
And then I look at the missus's pizza. Had a barbecue base, but then there was all bacon and shit on it. I'm like, what's this? This is not what phoned him up, didn't I? Obviously. Had a little...
Sounds like some cunt's got creative in the kitchen, buddy.
I didn't ask him to do that. So I phoned him up and I was like, hey, what's this all about? And she's like, oh yeah, there's been a mix-up with the deliveries. We'll get it made up and sent over straight away. I'm like, sweet. I'll start eating this one because you're not going to get it back. So started tucking into that. I had a few slices. And then 2 more pizzas arrive. I was like, yes. Oh, actually, did it? Was it? Yeah, 2 more pizzas arrived. I was like, yes. This is quite a long story. I'll carry on. And I'll go, yes, sweet pizzas. Open one of them. The missus's pizza is perfect. This is just what we ordered, barbecue base and everything. Open mine. It's a stuffed crust pepperoni. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What?
I'm like, well, I could eat that, but it's not what I wanted. So phone him up again. She's like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. There's been a mix-up again. Let me refund your order, and I'll get your pizza made up again. I'll send you some sides as well. I was like, yeah, give me some chicken strips. I love that shit. I'm not it all day. And I want some sweet chili sauce with that. Spice it up. And she's like, yeah, right, cool. So I'm like, cool, waiting there. I eat a bit of pepperoni pizza while I'm there. I'm like, yeah, this is tasty as well. Sweet. 4 pizzas, a side of chickens on the way. Oh, I'm going to have 5 pizzas.
It's becoming a pizza party at this point. It's a
pizza party with just 2 people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's too much pizza for the amount of people, really. So then, 3rd time, the delivery guy rocks up, and he just gives me a £20 note. I'm like, thanks?
Was it the same dude every time?
Yeah, for the 3rd time, it's the same one. I'm like, cheers, mate. Where's my pizza? He's like, what are you on about? I'm like, look, my pizza. Where's my pizza? He's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, okay, see you later, I guess. So at this point, I'm thinking, right, well, I've got my 20 quid back, and I've got 4 pizzas and a side of potato wedges. So that's kind of cool, I guess. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm still not happy.
He's continuing on.
I haven't got my fucking pizza's not turned up yet, buddy. I want my jalapenos on my pizza. So I'm like, right, phone up this guy. Sorry, love. Yeah, he's just turned up and gave me 20 quid. Like, what's going on? Where's my pizza? Where's my chicken strips? Like, I looked at, like, he gave me a receipt as well with the £20 note, and it had written on it, like, this pizza and chicken strips. So she's obviously written down what I want on the thing and just giving it to him. Like, see you later, mate. Yeah, have fun. And so I'm like, all right, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. Look, I'm going to throw in like a really massive box of chicken strips, like all the dips you want. And I'll get that piece of cheese straight away. I'm like, yeah, cool. All right, sweet. Love it. This has been like about an hour now. And I'm like, luckily, I've got 4 pizzas stashed in the kitchen that I've been tucking into at this point. So yeah, pizza turns up. Different delivery guy this time. He obviously can speak English, I'm guessing.
He decided not to darken your door again.
Well, he did.
The original guy.
Yeah. So I go out there, I'm like, yeah, cheers, mate, give me my pizza. He goes in his boot, he's like, there's your pizza, here's your fucking massive box of chicken strips. And like, he just gives me a bag of fucking dips. I'm like, what a legend. And then, cheeky bastard, gives me like a menu for, I don't know, some Caribbean takeaway. I'm like, sure.
What a rival takeaway.
Yeah. I was like, all right, mate, thanks, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, sweet, go inside. I'm like, here we go. Pizza time. Oh, I'm so excited. Open it up. I'm like, look at those toppings, the jalapenos, the fucking meats, the big fucking peppers. I was like, yes. Take a slice. I have a bite. It's only got fucking barbecue base, isn't it?
What on earth? Liberty!
And I didn't know what to do. I was like, right, I've got 5 pizzas, I've got a big box of chicken strips, got potato wedges, I got my £20 back as well. I was like, you know what? That'll do.
Call it a night.
I think I'll call it there. So,
a job well done, I would say, buddy.
So I've been eating pizza for 3 days. What have you been eating?
Very nice. Well, on Sunday night, buddy, I ordered Pizza Hut.
How did your transaction go, buddy?
Well, let me tell you, buddy. I'll tell you the tale right now.
Go on, then.
I genuinely did actually order Pizza Hut on Sunday night. That's just a coincidence. I didn't know that you'd also ordered Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Did you get my original
meat feast?
Oh, it's got the meat feast, yeah.
And the missus had a medium Hawaiian.
Yeah.
And we had some of those mozzarella triangles.
Oh, I've heard of them. And tasted them.
So the food arrived.
Yep. Wait for effect. Got you.
No, that's it. The food arrived. It was correct and we ate it.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I kind of wish they'd brought a load of random shit now.
Yeah, exactly. And then you would have had
Could have had the neighbours over.
You had pizza for 3 days. Oh, yeah. It was lovely. I feel fucking horrible now.
I'd imagine so, buddy. That's going to take its toll.
Fucking lot. Like, it's just there. I'll put a picture of it in the Discord for people to see. It's a lot of pizza.
The spread.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, sorry. Carry on, buddy. So how's your week been? Because obviously that was clearly my highlight of the week. Just getting.
I enjoyed it.
Shitload of pizza.
It was a special tale.
Yeah.
That I won't forget anytime soon.
Better not.
It's right up there with the time I ordered Pizza Go-Go and there was a crane fly baked into it.
Oh, tasty.
Yeah, bit of fibre. Lovely.
Love it.
Really nice.
There you go. The feast is now there. You can see it with your own eyes. I had more dips, but I couldn't be asked to arrange them. Yeah, there you go. That's
fucking hell.
Cheers, Pizza Hut.
Special times. Well, that's a beautiful, beautiful tale.
Oh yeah, mate.
Yeah, I had far more success with my Pizza Hut, although that's open to interpretation, I suppose. Certainly, considering the spread you just presented me.
Do you like the fact that I pulled out the bit that says "Did we deliver?" right in the centre of the picture? I'm like, yeah,
multiple
you did.
Times. Yeah. One time they just delivered a 20. You know,
they just delivered money. You know, like you do.
Yeah. Special.
Dear. Sorry.
That's good. I like it. I haven't been up to a great deal anyway, so I can breeze through my bullshit. Thursday night, of course, was Jazz on the Pantails, buddy.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
The storms seemed to dodge us, and we popped down the Pantails. We had some Pims, and we listened to some Dave Brubeck. It was pretty special. Decent band down there this week, buddy. Quite enjoyed it. Felt very cultured, of course, on the Pantails.
With the jazz, get you.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone who listens to this podcast knows what a Pantail is, but I'm not about to tell them. So there we go. So that was fun.
I'm say
Saturday
it's like
night,
a gazebo.
It's no.
Oh, it's close.
Saturday night had a proper old school brunch with friend of the podcast, Paul.
Nice. Like it.
And this was originally going to be Project Gotham 4, a box of Le Soleil, a refreshing Perry,
nice.
And some chicken car, buddy. We kind of bottled it on the booze front because we're far more civilized these days. And we got somewhat attached to Pez rather than Gotham, so we did that instead.
That will happen.
We did get chicken car. Found a good chicken car in my area, buddy. Dixie Chicken. So yeah, fucking double takeaway for me this week. It was cheeky times. Very tasty. The quickest takeaway to ever turn up, by the way.
That's when you know it's cooked.
We ordered the takeaway and it arrived 7 minutes later, buddy.
That's ridiculous.
I've
had shits longer than that.
Indeed, we all have. But it was very tasty. Not the shits. So yeah, that was good. We won the World Cup and then the Champions League, buddy. We won the Champions League with Fulham. That was hard work.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
We did Barca 8-1 on aggregate, home and away, so that's a pretty special achievement. The only other thing that I've done this week of any note, buddy, is yesterday, aka Tuesday. I went to a timber yard and installed 4 printers.
A timber yard? Do they?
A timber yard.
Do they make the paper there out of the trees for it?
They got a load of timber. They sell it. Wanted some printers.
Yeah, 4 of them.
Seems like they buy the paper in. I mean, that's fine.
Not forged.
Nope.
With a hammer.
When that is one of the most interesting things you have to talk about in your week's worth of things to talk about, buddy, it's probably time to go and talk about what we've been playing.
Firstly, buddy, I need to ask you what you're drinking tonight.
Buddy, I'm on the Birra Moretti this evening.
Ah, that chap looks so happy.
He's a dapper chappie, and I like the way he's put together in his little attire. I like the fact that his tash matches his tie. That's always impressive. If I had a tash and was wearing a tie, they would match.
Combo.
Colour-wise.
Combo, yeah, I like it. I mean, does that mean for every different coloured tie you have to dye your moustache?
Certainly, yes. Yeah.
Good. Stripes as well?
Well, I mean, I'll have to think about that and get back to you.
Okay.
What are you drinking, buddy?
Well, I did have the option of drinking some nice beer tonight. I've got some Oakham Ale, what's it called? Like Citrum or something like that. Anyway, it's a zesty session.
C3, yeah.
Whatever, I don't know. That one. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to save that. Friday night, special times. So now I'm just on the fucking Green King IPA, mate. Tramping it. Good times.
Well,
got alcohol in it, mate. It does the job.
Boozy, I'd describe it as. Bit of booze to it.
Not very, but it is there.
It's there.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful. Well, unless you got anything else, buddy.
No.
You got anything else?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, fuck it then. Off we go. And let's go and talk about what we've been playing. So, would you like to kick things off, buddy?
As always, Destiny 2.
That'll do you then.
Yeah, well, you know, there's Faction Rally started. Been playing that. They've kind of put a nice little twist on it now, where to earn more Faction Rally tokens, you can get renown and then take that renown into the lost sectors. And those lost sectors are a lot harder because you are slower and you have less health. So it makes it a bit more of a challenge, which is kind of cool. Which is fun. So you get renown by doing like public events or whatever, patrols and stuff like that. You get you can go up to 5 renown, and then if you're wearing full-on Faction Rally gear to look super cool, you get extra bonus renown as well. So you can get that up to 5 a lot quicker. Yeah, it's fun. It's drawing me in. This is my life in gaming at the moment. I'm trying to get to rank 50 on the future war cult so I can get a masterwork on the Graviton Lance, which is a pulse rifle, and yeah, the masterwork means that you get better stats on that gun, which is something I want, which is cool.
Cherokee.
Yeah. I mean, shall I talk about all the Destiny 2 news right now, or should we save that for later?
Well, yeah, go for it now. Why not?
Cool. Yeah, so yesterday they had a big old live stream about the new DLC that's dropping on the September 4th. It's called Forsaken, buddy, and I'm a bit rigid for this. I'll have that. Sounds quite nice. They've implemented a lot of stuff that was there before, like random rolls on guns and shit like that, and 6v6 multiplayer is coming back in a big way, which is kind of cool. But they have announced that obviously there's going to be is going back to the Reef this time. If anyone remembers that, that's where the Awoken were. Old blonde bird, whatever her name is. There was also the social space in there, and the Reef is like loads of asteroids and dead shit just floating around, but there's this one place, I can't remember the name of it is. I'm going to go for Shit Waffle Place. And it's all like held together by bits of string or something, I don't know. And it makes a big area. There's lots of stuff to do there, which is loads of fun, loads of endgame stuff that hasn't really been properly revealed yet. But the good thing is, like, there's like another play on some of the enemies. So I can't remember which ones it is. The Scorn, I'm gonna say. I think it is. They're like, I think they're just fallen, but slightly retarded in a way. So you know how they brought in the Taken, obviously, or like adaptations of them. So this is kind of
shadow
like,
fuckers.
Yeah. These are like adaptations of these guys, and they've got like, some of them have got like big swingy fire maces and stuff like that. I'm like, that kind of looks cool. That looks cool as fuck. So the premise is on this, Cade 6 been locking up loads of bad guys in a prison, and there's a prison break and all shit goes down, and 7 big bad guys get out, and they're the big bosses that you have to kill, I guess, through the campaign, which sounds pretty cool. I'm happy about it. One big change that they're doing is you can put any gun in any slot kind of thing now, whereas at the moment it's like you got primary, kinetic, and then power. So like you got in primary and kinetic, you can have like assault rifles or scouts or hand cannons or whatever, and then in your power, it's the fucking rocket launchers, sniper rifles, shotguns. But now, if you want, the joke was you can run 3 shotguns. I was like, that's cool. So I can pretty much have whatever guns I fucking want now, which is pretty good. So I can have a sniper rifle in my energy slot, which is gonna be handy, or I could have a shotgun there instead of like, and I could also have a rocket launcher in my power, which is cool. I really dig it. One other thing that seemed kind of cool is a new game mode that they're putting in called Gambit. And this game mode is PvE/PvP. So what happens is you go in with your fire team and you are playing against another fire team in like a horde-based mode maybe, or something like that. It's not too sure. There's going to be more at E3 about this. Where you obviously take out loads of AI, and then when you get to a certain score, you will be able to transfer into the other team's like instance and start shooting fuck out of them, which is kind of cool in a way. It's mixing the PvE and PvP into one big old mashup kind of thing. And the game that this reminded me was Orcs Must Die, like the multiplayer on that. Did you ever play that with me?
Where you can kind of invade another instance in a sort of Bloodborne kind of way, but
and
a score-based system to get you there.
When you get to a score base, you can set off traps and stuff in the other people's instances and stuff like that. So, like, it's a score-based thing, and the first one to the highest score wins, obviously, or the whatever score's set. But it just seemed a really cool idea for like a first-person shooter to have that like PvE, PvP crossover kind of game mode, which is, it's really cool.
It's certainly the most interesting thing that I've heard coming out of Destiny for some time. Like a really genuinely, like, not to like welcome. Dislike stuff
totally,
that you've been talking about.
There hasn't.
Like, it's a genuinely new fucking idea, and
totally.
That's quite cool.
They're bringing back a load of other stuff as well, like the triumphs and like being able to fucking have more stuff to just like grind for. So like more kind of checklist stuff, which, you know, I'm on board with. I love like ticking boxes, and obviously as you like go further and further down the rabbit tree, you unlock new and more fun stuff to get, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it's For me, it looks really cool. Like, I'm very interested in, like, one of the things that they did say was that there's going to be like an annual pass. So like this DLC is like I don't know, like an add-on content, but then also there's going to be like a year 2 season pass, but it's called an annual pass. So
of course,
obviously that's how it rolls. Like, so the DLC standalone is like 35 quid, but then if you buy the season, that fucking, I don't know, that DLC with the annual pass, it's like 60 quid. So it's the price of another game for another whole year's worth of content. Now, I don't know which one I'm going to go for. Probably end up getting the season pass because I'm a dickhead. But then again, I'll end up chucking God knows how many hours into this game anyway. So, swings and roundabouts in it. It's pretty much the same price of a new game for a year. Which that's how I'm justifying it. So I can
at this point, you're like totally fucking hooked on this thing to the point where it's all you play, so why wouldn't you spend money on it?
Exactly. Well, reasonably, buddy. I wouldn't fucking give them money for being a cunt, buying emotes and shit. Because I'm not that kind of guy. But hey.
It's just whether you think that they're going to provide enough content in a second year or
for that year. Yeah, I don't know. They've said that they're going to come out. There's 3 definite content drops through the year as well, along with the main one that's coming in September. So that's more than this year. Because it's going back to the Reef, I'm hoping there's going to be like the Prison of Elders and things that might come back and stuff like that. Like just more stuff to do, mate. Like, yeah, it's cool because fucking hell, I went back to Mercury yesterday. The bit of land, the area that came with Curse of Osiris, and that is fucking shit. It is so bad. It is the worst. It's like a fucking big donut, and you can't even get your sparrow out. I mean, and the worst of it is, in one of the strikes, like your ghost says, "Oh, let me just like get your ghost down here for you, so you can jump this gap." So our ghost has got the power to fucking get that thing out of anywhere. Why can't he have it on the fucking Mercury so he can scoot about on it? I don't know. Anyway, run it over with, buddy. Obviously, we played The Crew 2, which we spoke about. Well, didn't speak about, we mentioned last week that we'd be playing, but we'll save that till the end, buddy. So, what have you been playing this week, buddy? I can see some treats on there.
Yeah, I've been playing... Well, firstly, I've been playing a little bit of VR this week. A bit more GT Sport VR. Fancied a bit of that. Really enjoying that Le Mans circuit and the, LMP1 cars. Really fast. Yeah. Very, very fun. And I really am impressed with the graphics on that thing. Like, Drive Club's so low res on VR. Like, it does look ball bag. Like, it's fun to play and it's good shit, but it looks awful.
Love it.
And therefore, the achievements of Polyphony Digital to get GT Sport to look quite tasty, even in the headset, is something that, it's the only racing game that has achieved that, as far as I can tell so far, outside of a mammoth PC rig and Project Cars 2 VR. So yeah, been enjoying that. The other one that I've been playing VR-wise was that Ultra Wings, where you're the little, where you've got a microlight and a biplane and a seaplane.
And you can shoot balloons and stuff out
You can shoot balloons, yeah, and you just sort of potter about different islands. You can fire your pistol with one hand and use the flight stick with the other, using the old Move controllers. It's just a really cool game. And yeah, I'll stop talking about VR there. You may have noticed that I basically never do talk about VR. Right? I kind of got the impression
we need to keep it alive. I think it's down to you. You're the spokesperson of VR now.
I don't really know how interested everyone is, which is why I don't kind of go back into it, especially seeing as it's been a little while since... You're talking to the guy that has continuously talked about one game for nearly a year now. Yeah, and people might not like that very much, but I do know that half of our listener base does like that, so that's why I haven't told you necessarily to shut the fuck up at this point.
Thanks, buddy.
But yeah, the VR... There's some news coming about VR. I was very, very worried that this was going to be Vita syndrome from Sony here, where they release a peripheral, flog a couple of million of them, and then just pretend it doesn't exist anymore.
Standard.
it would appear that that's not the case, but we'll get to that further on in the old news section. Ooh. So that's good news.
Teaser. Love it.
So, yeah. Last time on the JfG podcast. Yeah. So the other things that I've been playing this week, buddy, I've been playing on my Super Nintendo Mini.
It's SNES Mini. How are you getting on with that? You enjoying that? Yeah?
I downloaded a little program.
Oh, shit, he's done it. He's done it.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into detail because I'm not a bellend, and also everyone bar China has access to Google.
That's true.
So, you know, and they'll work it out. They're smart. They probably built them. So, yeah, I've got like, I downloaded a selection of different ROMs, and some of them SNES games and some of them NES games, and a Mega Drive game as well.
What?
So this, the dark arts of this is so fucking simple. It's literal fucking plug and play. It's just a program that like flashes the BIOS, and then there's room on that console for like 120 games.
That'll do, yeah. And it fits in your pocket.
Fits in your pocket. It really does. It's like 3 times the size of my phone, something like that.
That'll do.
So yeah, there are modules that you can install on this to add extra ROMs, including, and this is one of the most famous emulators ever, I'd imagine, the SNES 9X, which has been kicking around forever.
It's been around for a while, that one.
Yeah, man. I remember playing around with that thing when I was at school.
Yeah.
Like, a long time ago. So that thing's been around for ages, and the emulator that Nintendo is using in the SNES Mini natively only supports about 50% of all SNES titles.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Yeah. Well, it's weird that it supports... I suppose it's not that. I mean, to get 20-odd games to run, then you need to kind of optimize it in a way that loads of other games are going to run as well.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
And obviously, they're not going to put the effort in to make sure everything runs, because that wasn't the point of the thing.
Yeah.
But you can install the SNES 9X module, and then it will run everything. It will run all SNES games. You can install a NES module. That thing will run N64 games, by the way.
Well, good.
That thing will run Mario Kart 64. Whether or not that's a good idea,
I know you haven't got
really
the N64 concontroller, obviously. So
exactly.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, you certainly can't play that on a SNES controller.
No.
But yeah, like remarkably easy to do. And I downloaded just a selection of games that I used to play when I was little that I hadn't necessarily played loads of since. So what I downloaded was Aladdin. The SNES version, buddy.
Great version. Great version.
Great version. And the Addams Family Values, which was like an RPG that I remember playing a lot of when I was younger, like around a friend's house. So I thought I'd see how that stands up. I downloaded Super Mario Brothers, the original NES game, and Battletoads, the NES game as well, which was another one that I played loads of at with my cousin, I think it was. So yeah, Aladdin is cool. It's not as good as the Mega Drive one, obviously, but
yeah.
It's cool. I did find a little bit of warping on the music on some of these games, and I'd imagine that's the emulation not really playing.
Yeah.
The game wasn't stuttering, but the music was kind of occasionally
spazzing.
Yeah, sort of just missing a note or holding a note and then skipping a couple kind of thing. So it's not perfect there, but I don't know. It runs really nice, and to play it on that SNES pad just feels right, to be honest.
Definitely.
Addams Family Values is a really cool game, to be honest. Like I was quite enjoying it.
It looks so weird, but then again, it's a SNES game, so that will happen.
Yeah, it does look strange, but yeah, it plays quite nice, and the humor in it's quite funny. Like all of the speech and everything's good in there. Super Mario Brothers. I probably shouldn't talk about the original Super Mario Brothers. But needless to say, that game controls kind of weird, and always did, with the whole sort of momentum kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's always a little tough to get used to as a sort of native Sonic player. I mean, Super Mario World's got that same kind of momentum thing going on, but it's just a little more manageable, I would say, whereas this is, a little bit tougher. But then, it came out in 1981, so probably fair enough.
Doesn't stand up then, you're saying?
It's a great game. It's a great game. And Battletoads is not a great game. And looks terrible and is almost borderline unplayable by modern standards.
That will happen.
But I loved that game when I was little. You could pick up a
You need to download FIFA
and
International Superstar Soccer, or it was.
I was looking.
I think it wasn't Superstar. It was just International Soccer, I think.
Well, obviously I got my pick of them, and I was wondering if Konami had put together a football game before the PlayStation era, but they hadn't. His PS1 was the start of the Konami.
ISS, was it?
Well, the first one was some K-League game or something.
Okay.
It was some Japanese football league game. It only had 12 teams in it. That was their first thing. I only know this because I was looking for a game, by the way. I'm not just some fucking fountain of Konami knowledge. But I think I got FIFA 96. So I need to give that a burn as well. It's just so easy to flash the console with new games, do whatever you want, really.
Yeah.
And it'll play. You can play anything on there. You can get all the old DS games, 3DS games, anything you like, really.
That's what you want, very, very really, cool. In a SNES Mini.
Yeah, and with an HDMI connection and some classic SNES controllers, but also the possibility of plugging in one of those 8-bit DOE controllers, for example.
Indeed.
So, yeah. Pretty tasty.
Trying to find the baseball game that I used to play. It was Japanese one with big heads. Fuck off with... I hate websites these days with their... I'm using cookies and stuff.
It's every site on Earth at the moment is...
Yeah, JiQ Powerful Pro Baseball, mate. That's the one. You need some of that in your life. A bit of Powerful Pro Baseball.
Yeah, okay. Might have to look that one up.
Yeah, that shit. Fucking awesome.
Gibbons.
There's one on the PS4.
Is there?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That changes everything.
This changes everything.
Hong Kong store, perhaps.
Maybe. Might have to. Fucking. Oh, I'm so excited now.
Sounds like something to investigate after the show.
Yep.
Oh. Well, so that's what I've been playing, buddy. Ultra Wings VR,
yes.
GT Sport, and a collection of SNES games. And then the one that we played together, of course, was The Crew 2. The closed beta, which was on over the weekend, just gone. We got on there for game night and played a fair old few hours. I played a little bit of it earlier in the day as well. What did you think?
Sorry, I'm watching Powerful Pro Baseball 2018 now, mate. That's amazing. Right. Yeah, Crew 2, mate. We played some game night. I'm guessing that's what you said. Yeah, we played it. It was, I don't know. We started off with Wheeltown, didn't we?
Yeah, tried it out on the wheel. It became quite quickly apparent that this is not really a wheel game.
Yes.
And I was able to set it up in a way that I was kind of vaguely satisfied with it on the wheel. But the fact that you've got a selection of different vehicle types, including planes and boats.
I liked how I joked about it last week using the D-pad. And
yeah, and
that's what you do in a plane.
Pitch and yaw in the plane is on the D-pad on the wheel, and that's almost completely unmanageable.
Unplayable, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, the boats are fine. Obviously, you're not going up and down, so you don't need that extra control.
But there is a bit on the boats where it says if you want to go fast, hold down.
Yep, and you have to use the D-pad to do that.
Well, use the D-pad, obviously.
So yeah, this is an arcade racer, and that's fine. Like I would not have a pop at them for
their wheel
lack
support.
of like.
I mean,
and
at
also,
least it's got
worth
wheel
noting,
support. That's the thing.
Yeah, and the closed beta hasn't, all the menus aren't available yet. It's closed off and so on. But I think you could adjust those controls. I think you could put the D-pad controls on the gear levers, and you'd probably get around it like that. You could probably do it, I reckon. I'll certainly be giving it a go if we pick it up. But
I think we're going to pick it up. I'm happy to. Well, I'm desperate for an arcade racer in a way, and this seems to have that and more. Especially, obviously, because it's got fucking planes, boats, bikes, fucking monster trucks, helicopters, other vehicles of descriptions I can't think of. So I really enjoyed this. I ended up playing it about 3 or 4 times again over the weekend, even with the kids and stuff, and they just loved like getting in the cars and boats and stuff like that. They found it fucking hilarious. Obviously, when you're a plane and then change into a boat, it's very funny.
It's proper stupid in the best possible way.
Exactly.
I think the handling models are pretty good here.
Yeah.
And I remember that being a huge problem on the first game. It just didn't feel good to play.
There was a lot of problems with that first game.
This does feel good to play.
Yeah, I like the storyline as well.
Oh god, fuck, yeah. Obviously, being a Ubisoft game, the story is absolutely insufferable. All of the dialogue is terrible. It's really poorly acted as well, which
it's badly animated as well. It's just
it's badly at everything. It's absolute cock-rot the way that they've done that. Like, and it's fine because you can turn off the speech and you can turn off the subtitles and you can just ignore it and you can skip every cutscene. But I just don't understand. Like, I don't believe, like, you could easily, they would come back and they would say their games are for a target audience of like 15 to 25, something like that. Like, that's their bread and butter.
I feel like by the age of 16, no, 20, I wasn't a douchebag.
I don't think I ever thought that the way that Ubisoft games have their dialogue was cool. At no point in my life did I think that was, because it's so cliched. It's like, it is literally like a group of fucking like 45 to 55, sort of something like that. They've sat around a table and they're like, what are the kids into? Yeah, like they're like, what are the kids into? And then they fucking chuck all that in. It's just atrocious.
I love it. It's the best.
Fucking awful. I was really up for playing Watch Dogs 2, and I found that I couldn't. After that beta, I couldn't play it because the story on a game like that is utterly integral and ruined it completely, made it completely unplayable as far as I was concerned. But that's not the case here. This is an arcade racing game, and you're unlocking events. There's annoying fucking cutscenes each time you do the event for the first time, and that's annoying, but you soon get clear of all of those, and then basically what you're doing is driving around a massive open world that is really nicely rendered. Graphically, it looks quite lovely, I think.
It's no bad.
And it's you can jump in anywhere. You can have up to 7 players on a map at any one time, I think it was. You can have a couple of different crews kind of facing off against each other. There's all sorts of set races. You can also plot your own races by editing in terms of popping points down. It's got all of that stuff as well.
It's got fucking loot, buddy. Sign me up.
It has got loot. It has got a loot system. Yeah. There are at least 2 currencies present here, so they're obviously going down this bullshit road.
I love it.
As you'd expect.
Big fan.
Excuse me. So obviously they're not going crates. They're just
Creditonis, I think they're called.
They're just chucking loot at you for winning shit, sort of Destiny style, rather than giving you crates and stuff. They're kind of rewarding you with
you get shit
random things for
stuff,
missions,
which is fine.
And then you can upgrade your cars. It's quite in depth. It's very. I was impressed with the UI. Like, it's a pretty complex game in terms of all the mechanics that it has, but it didn't feel stifling on the screen or difficult to work out or anything. just a very polished Ubisoft game, a big open world. It feels quite fresh to me.
Yeah, I like
it felt a bit Burnout Paradise to me.
Yeah, it did. You know? I want some kind of crash mode where we smash everything up.
That would be good.
That'd be really cool. I like the way that they've kind of incorporated the steep map kind of thing, where you just zoom out and there you are. There's the big map, and then you want to go somewhere and you're like, I want to go there, and then you can fast travel to different places and things like that. And it's all pretty seamless, which is nice. And that's what you want from game experiences these days. You don't want fucking loading screens all day long, like when you play Skyrim.
It does. It just feels like a party game. You know, you can be playing, your friend comes online, they're in a city the other side of the map. You can drive over and meet them or jump in with them. If you're on the server with mates and they start a race, then it auto invites you if you want to join. And it's just nice. It's just pleasant, I suppose. It sounds like a bit wanky pleasant, but it does. It just feels like a sort of, like they genuinely may have nobbled that sort of casual, friendly, happy social game.
Yeah.
You know, the sort of...
I think you're right. I feel like, we should pick this up and give it a good old burn. I think we'll get countless hours out of it. If it's going to be like a massive hit and stuff like that, I'm not too sure. Just because of, I think the type of game it is. I don't think it's got the caliber really to beat off other... Sorry. Like compete with other games that are coming out this year. Let's just put it that way.
I think it might struggle a little bit with. It's doing half of what GTA does, and you've got Red Dead on the way as well. Yeah. And I think that it'll suffer for that. But as you said, a complete lack of like solid arcade racing games.
Yeah, and also lack of games that are coming out at the moment. You know.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to do the driving quite as well as it does. Let's put it that way.
That's true.
I tried out a variety of different vehicles. And,
that's one thing. You can just like go to the whatever vehicle and you can test drive it for like a couple of minutes or whatever, can't you? Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and you can get a kind of taste of the handling, and the sort of hot hatches were quite boaty as you'd expect, and the sports car, like as you got sort of higher up the performance indexes, they felt a lot stronger, a lot more sort of adept at turning quickly and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. Early signs very, very good. I've left it installed because it's kind of their style, Ubi, to
they'll have an open beta.
Suddenly have a exactly. So
they will do.
And then I suppose it'll be out shortly after that. But I'm balls deep in this. Like I really enjoyed it, and even if I was only ever played it on a controller, it just feels right. It feels like that sort of
it feels like
speedy,
an arcade racer
kind of game
that you play on a controller.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's very cool.
So yeah,
enjoyed it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, but
apart from the story.
Wow.
And now it's time for the news. Number one. Number Wang. I've kind of shrunk the news down a little bit. I'm not going to dwell on it this week because we obviously want to talk about E3 this week, with this being the last podcast before all of the conferences. So we'll rattle through this. There's not a great deal of it, but here we go. I'm kicking things off, buddy. Number Wang, with, as I have done for the last few weeks, Microsoft announcing more backwards compatible software, and me going, hey, look, they've done this.
They've added more.
I like it. I'm fine with it. Every week that they do this, I'm going to say I'm going to start the news with it, especially when the games are of this sort of caliber, buddy. So, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is now backwards compatible on Xbox. Rockstar Table Tennis is now backwards compatible.
Great game.
And a Midnight Club LA.
Not a great game.
Not the best Midnight Club.
No. They've been better.
That would be Midnight Club 3, I would say.
2.
Tight one.
Either or. Not LA.
Yeah. Probably not LA. But obviously those are all Rockstar games, and they've all come to Xbox backwards compatibility this week, buddies. So, I mean, that I can highly recommend that Table Tennis. I picked that up a few months back and played it with the missus for a fair while.
I bought that on release.
Stuff. And obviously San Andreas, I'm sure, will look utterly horrendous in 4K. So if you want to,
that will happen.
If you fancy a bit of that, then get stuck in. Number 2, Fortnite is heading to the Switch.
Yay!
Yay! They'd have been mad not to do that. They were always going to, and they are. There's not much else to say about it at this point.
I find it weird that online-only games are on the Switch, though. It is odd. Being a portable device.
Yeah. I think they had to do it. They have to.
It has to be done, obviously. And obviously, if there's any Wi-Fi, you can get on it and play it.
Yeah, I don't think there's that many people playing Switch on the go. I think most people have it docked at all times. I wouldn't be surprised if, 60 to 70% of the people who buy that thing don't ever take it anywhere, or certainly not more than 3 or 4 times a year. But then I'm not backing not quite anything to back that up with. It's just a feeling that I get is that the novelty of the handheld. I think I would see them everywhere, and previous handheld consoles would have been more successful if it was a sustainable thing. And I think that the Switch is every bit a sort of home console more than a portable device, despite the fact that was kind of the design of the thing.
Yeah. That sounds cool.
It kind of makes sense, I think. So yeah, that's coming, and people will like it because people like it, so that's fine. Moving on, Dortmund has cancelled its contract with Konami for PES. They had a deal running until 2020 for Dortmund to be an officially licensed team, including their kits, their stadium, all of their players and so on. That's been cancelled, and the speculation is that EA have kind of moved in some way. They've, of course, just wrestled the UEFA Champions League and Europa League licenses from Konami. That deal ran out. Konami couldn't renew it, and EA picked it up. So expect to see, as a sort of big old swipe at Konami, I would expect in that EA press conference to see a load of FIFA footage with a load of Dortmund in it.
Of course.
I just think that Konami have responded by striking up a deal with Schalke. Now Schalke actually finished above Dortmund in the Bundesliga this year, buddy. Just saying, #.
Like it.
So, yeah, they came second this year, Schalke. They're a big team. They've got a cracking stadium. That's going to be completely mapped and included in the game.
Yeah.
Great team, great players. And more importantly, Schalke, they are mad for esports. They always have been. They were one of the first football teams to really jump on the bandwagon and have official esports players that play out of the conference centers in the stadium. That whole, I can't believe it's real, but I suppose it's a match made in heaven type thing with these esports. So yeah, Schalke and Konami sort of took a swipe at Dortmund in the announcement of this. Schalke sort of saying, unlike some teams, we are the leading exponents of esports and are proud to be a member of the Konami community type thing.
That's nice.
That's weirdly petty. I'm not sure quite why they did that, but hey, anyway.
Billy
we
Big
don't give
Balls,
a fuck.
that's why, buddy. You know.
Gibbons, buddy. Well, we patched that game anyway.
Exactly.
So
who cares?
We don't give a fuck.
No.
Next, Broken Shambles State of Decay 2 receives 20 gigabyte
4K
patch.
cocks all over it.
It's received a 20 gig patch, which allegedly fixes the game, or at least large portions of it. Undead Labs says they're the developer in the loosest possible terms. They say that this is just the beginning.
That's what you want to hear when you release a game.
I would say the beginning was when you launched it and it was fucked. That was the beginning. Now's not the beginning. Now's afterwards. Either way, apparently there's 4 million people playing that game on the player count. I don't know. But it's a broken mess. And sure, maybe they'll fix it. Maybe it'll actually kind of pull through. But it's just one in a series of shocking or boring Microsoft launches over the last sort of 12 to 18 months.
It's not going well for them at the moment with the old games. I mean, I'm hoping a lot of them at E3, I must say.
They have to do something because I think people are...
I don't know what they... I mean, well, we'll talk about E3 later, won't we? So
Gibbons, yeah. I think with all of the goodwill that they brought with like the live service thing that they've got, and the way that they were doing the backwards compatibility, and then they released the X, like they've successfully papered over the fact that they haven't had any good games, first party wise. Their time is running out now, and this E3 is going to be big. So looking forward to having a chat about that in a little while. Next, days after we played Evolve for the first time and actually quite enjoyed it, its dedicated servers are being turned off, buddy. So that sucks balls. Worry not, though. Not that anybody really is worried. The game will still be playable. They're just switching the servers over, so it's P2P. Meaning that you'll have direct connections with those that you're playing with. This tends to lead to more instability in the grand scheme of things, but when you only know 4 other people who have this game and they all have sort of reasonable internet connections, I suspect we'll see absolutely zero change on this game that runs at about 25 frames per second.
I feel like we're going to be all right in our circumstance where we're going to play that game. So, yeah, I thought they were going to just give everyone the DLC. That would have been nice, but I guess...
Yeah, it sounds like they're not going to do that.
I feel like that would be like, fuck it. Yeah, we're shutting this down. We're not making any more money. Here you go, everyone have it. Fuck it.
It does seem a bit spiteful. It's like cutting your nose off to spite your face. You've made this content, and...
Yeah, go on. And then...
I just don't understand why you wouldn't want people to play it.
Use it. But then again, I was just thinking, obviously on the store, are they still going to be able to sell all these games? Or are you not going to be able to buy it on the store at all, do you reckon? The different tiers of the game.
As far as I'm aware, the tier system's going to be gone, and you've just got a base game that you can buy.
Yeah.
And also the sort of year 2 content, which was kind of to do with widespread sort of battles and was far more in depth. That's going to be removed from sale completely.
Yeah.
And I suspect that, the bigger and more chaotic the mode, the more this game's going to suffer for not having a proper dedicated server system set up for it. What they have said is that anyone who's bought any DLC already, they will still have that DLC, even if that DLC is DLC that's being removed from sale. So that's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a while ago that this game launched. I don't think we want to sort of properly tread over it again, but
no,
I do think it was a real shame, and probably one of the earlier examples of a publisher insisting on pre-order and monetization.
It wasn't good, was it?
And it was before, I suppose, I think that the whole Battlefront stuff kind of gave the power back to the sort of lowly developer to rail against this bullshit from the publisher. And it's now proven, that you can't just go the whole hog. But at this point, it was the only thing to do it. This thing had 15 different pre-order tiers. A month before it launched, they were announcing the DLC and everything. And a lot of the stuff they did is kind of commonplace now, which is sad. Because it was not that old, Evolve. But
no, I know. 3 years, I think.
Yeah, something like that. But either way, I think we'll play it again because it was fun when we played it before. Plus, it cost us £2 each, so...
Yeah, that'll do.
Gibbons. So yeah, there's that. A few little extra bits. Guitar Hero Live streaming service, GHTV, is going to close in December. So this is Guitar Hero Live split into 2 modes. You've got live mode where you play through a sort of conventional career a la other Guitar Hero games. And then you had this Guitar Hero TV mode, which was a couple of old school MTV channels just playing the songs on a playlist, and you just sort of tuned in, played along, jumped out or whatever. They're closing that aspect of it down, so all you'll be able to play is the career mode with the songs that were on the base game.
Is it still a case of you have to rent the songs or whatever it is? Okay.
That was what it was, yeah. So I don't know. They haven't actually announced exactly what they're going to do there. I would imagine it probably means that a load of the songs are just going to be gone.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't buy them. You literally couldn't, even with real currency.
Yeah.
It was a token system. You could buy tokens or little plectrums, I think they were. And then, as you say, you could rent a song for 10 plays or 20 plays or whatever.
That's such a shit model.
It was a weird sort of bullshit economy. What I kind of found as someone who sort of dipped in and out of it was it gave me currency far quicker than I could spend it. So I was never in a position where I wanted to play something.
That's because you're fucking amazing at Guitar Hero, though, buddy.
No, it's never that hot on this one, though. I never really quite sussed the 3 buttons and 2 levels thing. Something just didn't work for me there in the old brain. But either way, I mean, obviously it can't be cheap to keep a service like that running. And I'd imagine that the user count is probably in the maybe triple figures maximum
that thing
at this
was selling
point.
for like 10 quid for the whole thing, including the guitar, like about 6 months ago. Don't think it's going too well for him.
No. So I've brilliant move from me. I found the dongle that I'd lost for that, which you need obviously to plug in and use the guitar. And I was like, sweet, I can now play this again. Plugged the old dongle in, got ready to play. Can't find the disc now. The disc wasn't in the box. So it's probably something I can pick up for like £1 in CEX on its own. There we go.
Nice.
So what else have we got? Hitman 2 reveal tomorrow at 6 p.m. It was kind of half leaked.
Yeah, the logo came out or something, didn't it?
That's right, yeah. There's going to be a full-blown proper announcement tomorrow at 6 p.m. And I will be watching that, because that sounds cool. And every time anyone mentions Hitman in any way, shape or form, it makes me want to fire that game up and play it again.
Seriously, that game's so good.
Such a good game.
Great game. Game of the year, whatever.
May well have to fire that up again this week. Play a bit of
Hitman.
Play a bit of the Hitman. So we'll have more news on that next week, I'm sure, because as well as the reveal tomorrow, it'll, I'm sure, be featured in the old E3. Looks like Warner's going to be publishing it now. Hopefully that doesn't mean that it's full of micro bullshit, but we shall see.
Maybe.
It shouldn't be, because they're just publishing the thing. IO is their own entity now. They should have full control. So hopefully nothing to worry about there at all. Because I don't think Warner will be funding it, which is good. So finally from me, buddy, Thursday will bring a release date for an upcoming Worldwide Studios title. Friday we'll see a new PS4 game revealed. Saturday brings a new PSVR offering, and Sunday will detail an eagerly anticipated PSVR game. What am I talking about, buddy? It's the countdown to E3 from Sony, where they're going to be doing some sort of reveal thingy each day starting tomorrow. So fine. I mean,
that just confused me easily.
I mean, just save it for the E3 show you're doing in 5 days, surely. I don't really understand, but it just seems a bit weird. But yeah, so Thursday, upcoming Worldwide Studios title release date. I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe The Last of Us. I don't think that's got a date yet. Friday, we'll see a new PS4 game revealed. That doesn't really tell you very much. Saturday brings a new PSVR offering. So that'll be a brand new game we haven't heard of. And Sunday will detail an eagerly anticipated PSVR game. I don't know what that's going to be.
Eagerly anticipated, buddy.
I don't know what we're anticipating VR-wise. Nothing springs to mind.
VR porn simulator.
Remember?
I'd buy it.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it's going to be. I really don't know.
I haven't got a scoop.
No. Unless it's Fallout.
Who wants to play that?
I mean, that's in VR on PC, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, there you go. I feel like you've done it. I might have done it. That's the news, mate, right there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Either way, Sony trying to drum up some interest in E3 this year, which feels a little bit lifeless at this point, mainly due to the fact that, and this happened 2 or 3 years ago, it feels like almost everything has leaked already. And
I know, right? It's just
pretty sad.
It's not. I'm just not excited about E3 at all. I don't know why.
I want to sit there with the popcorn and be have my little fragile little mind blown. Yeah. And
I popped I popped a picture of like the timings of when everything's coming. You know, it's got all the different timings of PST or whatever, British sexy time. You know, all the different places in the world, and it tells you what time everyone's got their conferences on. And I put it in there. I was like, oh, meh. Let's see what happens, innit? I'm here to be amazed, buddy, and I just don't feel like I'm going to be amazed.
Well, you're in for a treat, because shortly after we run through what's going to be about a 32-second out this week section this week, because no one releases games the week of E3, we're going to have a little chat about E3 and not necessarily predictions, but I've got kind of games from each studio, and I want you to sort of have a look and see what you think. So, yeah, we will get there. But that's my news, buddy. Probably time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well, and that, of course, would be Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Not a lot this week, because that's what's happened.
Gibbons.
I don't think we spoke about this last week, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the new Assassin's Creed. It's gonna be called Assassin's Creed Odyssey and is coming out this year, I think, maybe. More than likely this year. And it got leaked by keychains, of all things, which I found quite funny.
Shite paraphernalia with its logo on.
Yeah.
That no one would ever want.
There you go.
Yeah. Odyssey. Why do they keep naming the...
Why
all of the names?
Mario Odyssey. Now there's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I feel like it's going to be...
Abe's Odyssey.
Abe's Odyssey. You know, there's Odysseys all the way around.
But it's just such generic names like Odyssey and Unity and...
Infinity and...
Yeah, it's just all the same fucking... It's so dull. It's just so brown. Like, apparently this one's going to be set in ancient Greece. I mean, the last one was ancient Egypt. So.
Yeah, apparently it follows on something of that or what? I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's fucking boring franchise. Like, I just don't know what they could possibly do to interest me in any way. I just don't know.
I haven't got anything.
No,
I'm out. But yeah,
a new developer, perhaps.
Yeah,
but,
more stuff came out. They were like, yeah, it is coming out. Cool, thanks.
Yeah, excellent news.
Yeah,
give us.
Yeah. Apart from that, buddy, I've got some Destiny 2 news that I've just remembered. There's going to be new superpowers or whatever they're called. You know, I'm looking forward to that. New supers. There's like a dashy one. There's a big fucking hammer one and stuff. I'm very excited about that. And also, buddy, Destiny 2 is getting everyone's favourite weapon in video games. And that is a bow and arrow, buddy.
Brilliant.
Good news.
Cool.
You're welcome. And that's it. I've got I got nothing. That's about it.
No, fair play, buddy. Thanks very much for that. That was your news, and before that, of course, was my news, and that was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
That's out this week.
There are 3 games out this week because, of course, buddy, no one releases games the week before E3. But those games are... well, this is the week of E3, isn't it, that these games are coming out? So expect some under your chair moments, of course, but I'm not going to know anything about that, buddies. I've just got these 3 officially scheduled titles, so here they are. We've got Super Bomberman R, which is a Switch game that's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and reviewed poorly. But it is a Bomberman game. We were very disappointed with whatever the fuck that thing was, what we were given on PS Plus a few months back. I suppose see how this reviews. Maybe it was kind of the limitations of the Switch that were causing the biggest problems here. Probably not. It's Bomberman after all. But are you going to be taking a look at this at all, buddy? I suppose you could buy this on the Switch, but the whole point of Bomberman is that we can all play it together on like a game night and stuff, isn't it? Rather than that.
Yeah, sure. I'm in. I'm sold.
He's sold on it. He's just sold on it straight away. Well, fair play, buddy. I can't argue with that sentiment. It's beautiful stuff. Next out this week. Jurassic World Evolution is out this week. That is on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. This is a city builder, but it's officially licensed Jurassic World game. This is build your own dinosaur island. And they pushed fuck out of this with the old Tastemakers. They had a massive event at Warner, and Jeff Goldblum was there. He does all of the narration and tutorials in this game is all voiced by Jeff Goldblum. And from what I saw, it trying to be as unbiased as possible when you're watching a load of YouTubers going, "This is amazing!" Because they've been fucking flown across the pond and put up in some swanky hotel. And yeah, I am going to call you into fucking question. You're not proper journalists. Fuck you. This game looks cool. Like, it looks quite cool. I love the concept, man. Like, we've always been big fans of build a city, build a park, dare I say build a golf course, buddy. So this is something that really appeals to me, like building a dinosaur island from scratch. And some of the stuff that I saw, like you got the little like golf buggies, and you can it's not all about just building a park and like not letting any of the animals escape or anything, or dinosaurs rather. There's a whole series of scenarios whereby, for example, you'll have a mission where you literally let a dinosaur loose and then earn points for the way that you kind of corral it and catch it and get it back into its pen. Is this something that's appealing to you at all, buddy? Is this something that you would play? Like a Jurassic Park? I think
so.
Island builder.
I mean, I'm definitely interested in it, but
it's the fact that it's coming out on consoles and it's fully licensed, and it's just a bit weird, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, it is very strange. I just don't know.
I'm looking forward to the reviews. I've had my eye on this for ages. Because there's a shortage of diversity on these consoles sometimes, and this is the sort of game that just doesn't come along very often. For the same reason that Funk loves a bit of Tropico, the idea of building my own dinosaur park is appealing.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Gibbons. I almost pulled the trigger on City Skylines during that last sale. I think it was down to £12, $12.99. I must have one of these builders at some point, and the missus is a huge fan of that sort of game as well. So maybe this one will be the one, but I suppose we shall see. I think they are taking a risk, though, launching in E3 week. Might steal their thunder somewhat. But
yeah.
I suppose we'll see on that one. Maybe that's why they were pumping so much into the marketing beforehand. But, they picked a date, so I guess. There we go. The only other thing coming out this week, buddy, also on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, is Lego The Incredibles, a new Lego game from Traveller's Tales. The Incredibles 2, of course, is going to be the big sort of summer animated film, I suppose, this time round. And therefore, Lego game. This the sort of thing you'll wait till it hits into a sale, or do you think your lot are going to be big up on the old Incredibles? Have you? I suppose they must have seen the first one, have they?
Yeah, I think they've seen the first one, but with all Lego games, it's never a good idea to buy it full price because it's a Lego game.
They're all the same. They go down really quick as well.
Yeah, exactly. You always pick it up later on at a cheaper price. I'm still waiting for the Lego. The Ninjago movie game to drop in price. I've seen it on PC for like a $5 and stuff, but I don't want it. I want to get it on PS4. Or to be honest, I could get it on Switch later this year, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, Lego games, everyone. There you go. So yeah, that's it. I searched high and low. There's nothing else out. So that is out this week.
That's out this week.
And now it's time for E3 chat.
E3. I don't have anything for it. I'll make something up.
That's quite all right. I've done it for you, basically, buddy. We've got it right here.
I meant like singing along.
Oh, a jingle.
I haven't got a jingle.
I haven't got a jingle either. I tell you what, though, it doesn't matter how old I get, or miserable, or pathetic. I still look forward to E3 every year.
I really do look forward to it.
With a little spark of excitement, a little flame of excitement, just sort of bubbling under the surface. Even though I know none of the games are for me anymore and I'll inevitably be disappointed. But with that in mind, buddies, let's have a chat about E3.
Let's do it.
So what I've done here is I've listed all of the conferences and basically a few little bits that are probably going to happen, a few games that may be announced. And then I suppose we just decide what we're most excited about. So the first one, of course, is Nintendo. This is going to be a Nintendo Direct where they've got a pre-recorded video that they air a couple of hours before it all kicks off E3. And that is going to be Saturday, June the 9th at 9 a.m. PST, 12 EST, and 5 p.m. BST.
British sexy time.
British sexy time, of course, TM. So this is the Nintendo conference, buddy. I have written down the following four things.
Please, read them out.
Here we go. We have Pokemons.
That'll do. I'm done. That's E3 for me.
Cardboard shit.
Cardboard shit, yeah.
Metroid Prime 4.
That thing.
And Star Fox GP.
Grand Prix.
Yes. So, obviously there's going to be loads of Pokemon things going on here, buddy. There's rumours of lots and lots of fucking Pokemon shit going to be in this Nintendo Direct. Obviously that's the big deal. That's the thing that they're pushing. So I expect to see a fair old whack of gameplay and so on there. Cardboard shit, I don't know if they will. We've spoken before about how, like, things like this, like peripheral stuff like this, doesn't necessarily carry very well in conferences and in videos and stuff, but I think that they will. There'll be a nod to it and there'll be some new stuff and so on, because it's kind of, they kind of soft launched it, didn't they, really? Like, it's not been to a tremendous fanfare. I've seen some adverts. I saw an advert for it in the cinema a few weeks ago. What's it called? Labo.
Nintendo Labo. Yeah, it's called Labo.
Yeah.
It's cardboard and shit.
It's cardboard and shit. So expect to see a bit of that.
Yeah, it's gonna. I hope it's still got that, jokiness to it.
I think it will. I think they will do. It's I expect some more packs to be announced or something or other.
Silly billiness, I'd call it.
Gibbons. Metroid Prime 4 is hotly anticipated. It's been a long time coming. I think people will be excited for that. Kind of like a major title, really. So it's another big thing for the Switch. The one, however, that interests me the most is Star Fox Grand Prix. It's a karting. It's a rumoured karting sort of... I suppose because it's Star Fox, there could well be some nods to F-Zero here. But I think people in the past forget how brilliantly Diddy Kong Racing did alongside Mario Kart on the N64. You had two big karting games on a console that didn't have that many games in the grand scheme of things, and yet both of them sold brilliantly, both of them reviewed brilliantly. This is what Switch is made for, is cutesy, character-driven, like karting and racing games and stuff.
And Skyrim on the go.
So yeah, Star Fox Grand Prix, very appealing to me. Obviously, the Star Fox game that came out a couple of years back or a year back or whatever, sort of flattered to deceive, and it was fairly disappointing from everyone that I've heard who's played it.
Yeah.
But it probably needs to reinvent itself. They've got some cool characters. It's kind of a bit of a timeless franchise, and this could be really cool. So. Yeah, I think that's the thing I'll be looking out for most in the Nintendo conference, buddy. I'd imagine, would it be the Pokemons for you?
Yeah. Sign me up.
Givers. So yeah, that's the Nintendo Direct show. Shortly after that, and that is on Saturday the 9th of June, once again, we've got the EA conference, 11 a.m. PST, 2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. BST. And I've written down a few things for this, buddy. Anthem. I've written down Anthem.
Gone for
Battlefield
there.
5.
Gone for Battlefield 5.
And some nice things to make us forget that they're cunts.
I'm going to say Unravel 3?
Unravel 2.
Oh, is it 2? I thought we were on the third
He's
one.
gone full Walmart.
Peggle 3.
Peggle, I suspect that they will give a game away here, buddy. That this will be an under your chairs moment from EA where they maybe give something out. I feel like that's on the cards.
Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't really know.
There's going to be sports, obviously.
There's always all the sports shit, and no one gives a fuck about that.
Who are they going to bring out this year on stage?
I don't know. I do not know. Probably Zlatan.
That's a good shout.
He's just moved over to LA. He's playing for the Galaxy now.
Yeah, man. That'd be
he
cool.
seems like a.
He'd be a great
spokesman,
spokesman,
judging by those Visa adverts.
Yeah,
so
they are terrible.
Bad timing on his part. The week that Visa goes down for the first time in living memory.
I know.
So they'll have all their sports stuff. We're going to see loads of Anthem and loads.
Do you reckon
of
there's going to
5.
be a? I was going to say Dragonborn, but what's it? Dragon something. Dragon something. What's the RPG?
Dragon Age.
That's the one. Dragon Age. Reckon we might see something about Dragon Age, huh? Maybe, huh? What do you think?
I don't know.
Been a while.
It has been a while. I think it was 09 Origins, and then Inquisition was...
Really? 2013?
2013, 2014. One of the two.
Knowledge base. Right here.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe see something going on there.
I know it's been hinted at in the past, but I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, well, they're going to have a surprise or two up their sleeves, so that could well be one of them.
No more loot boxes and no more packs in FIFA. Imagine if they were like, FIFA 19 hasn't got viable packs in it anymore.
There's just no way that happens.
It's not going to happen, is it? Because they make too much money.
Yeah, they can finance the legal battles with the money they're making from the card packs. So.
I hate people that buy them. Like, just die.
I can only agree with the sentence that just came out of your mouth, buddy. So that'll be the EA conference. I mean, I'm not remotely excited about
me
that.
neither. And that's annoying because it's at like prime time, 7:00, British sexy
one
time.
of the few ones that is.
I'll be like, yeah, cool, I can watch all of that. No bother. Love it.
Gibbons. Fucking annoying. We'll move on to the Microsoft conference. This is on Sunday, June the 10th at 1 p.m. PST, 2 p.m. EST, and 9 a.m. BST. That doesn't look right to me, but we'll go with it.
I love it.
I copied this off of a website earlier that I was looking at.
Plagiarism!
They had
You
the Nintendo
bastard!
Direct. They had the Nintendo Direct out as June the 3rd, and I was like, fucking, that was last week. This isn't right.
Shit, we missed it.
The Microsoft conference on Sunday at an indeterminate time. I have written down the following things, buddy. Halo, Borderlands, Forza, Crackdown 3, and Gears Royale.
Yeah, I can see that.
So there are rumours of a Gears 5, and there are also rumours of an online Gears of War game. And I believe that would be a Battle Royale game. It's got to happen, surely.
Terrible.
I mean,
I reckon they're going to make an Evolve out of Gears of War.
Well, like a...
Yeah.
I suppose they could do that. I think they're going to have a Battle Royale game. I think Gears... I can't decide whether Gears lends itself to...
Sunset Overdrive 2.
I think it does. Yeah, well, that could well be there. Yeah. I think Gears has the right cover system for a Battle Royale game. And I think if you build the maps with enough density...
If you build them...
It could be good.
Yeah.
Obviously, a new Halo, whatever. Halo could be the Battle Royale game, for all we fucking know. Like, they've... Who knows? All bets are off at this point.
I don't know.
What we do know is they need first-party IPs. They need to kind of come out all guns blazing, and it seems to me that they aren't going to be able to do that. Obviously, Crackdown 3, long-anticipated title. It's Forza time once again, so I'm sure we'll see some Forza. But in the grand scheme of things, I just don't think they've got anything to blow everyone away here.
Something new, something fresh, something clean is what is needed. They need some shit in there. Fucking Pogba is going to be in there blatantly. They're going to flog the shit out of that somehow. Minecraft as well, that'll be in there. I'm trying to think if they got anything else that they can...
I mean, they've always had a good relationship with Telltale, and there's been rumours for some time that Telltale have been like working on a new engine, buddy. So I know that they've repeatedly delayed The Wolf Among Us because
the second one or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, they keep saying that it's not good enough or whatever.
Well,
we could have told them that. I think we repeatedly did for about 5 years.
Yeah,
so
sort it out. Anyway, Microsoft. I don't know. There's not going to be any new hardware on that front because they only brought out the X not even a year ago. They might have a push into VR actually this year, maybe.
Well, I was going to say, could they go down the Oculus support road?
Yeah, now that they've got a console that could clearly do VR. That's a definite possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go along with that because it's far less of a gamble than manufacturing your own headset and going down that road like Sony have. So yeah, I could see that. I could see it. Maybe
the fact that like the Xbox One is pretty much becoming more and more of a PC these days anyway.
Yeah, Gibbons, buddy, full blown. Yep, could well happen. The next conference will be Bethesda's on Sunday the 10th of June, 6:30 p.m. PST, 9:30 p.m. EST, 2:30 a.m. BST on Monday.
I'm there
in the UK. So yeah. I have written down Fallout 76, fairly obvious that that's going to be there.
Yep.
We found out a little bit more since we mentioned that last week. Some news came out about it in the interim. This is going to, by the sounds of it, be an online survival game. Possibly massive multiplayer, possibly a Royale type thing, or maybe more like a sort of Rust or Ark.
Yeah, I was thinking more like that kind of thing, because, that game kind of... Fallout 4 kind of would, lend itself to that with its hoarding capabilities. I would say.
It would. Yeah, and the landscape and the environment and everything, it genuinely could work really well. And Bethesda, and you can knock their engine, and I fucking do all the time, but they do know how to optimize that thing for the most part, and I think in an online environment that could be cool. Certainly would go down pretty well.
I think Vault 76 was one of the first vaults. I heard it or read it somewhere this week. One of the first vaults with all the Vault Tech employees in as well. So obviously, if that would be like the first to open. I mean, so there won't be any kind of civilization. So it gives you the premise to build your own civilizations and whatnot.
Yeah.
I could see that going that way.
Elsewhere, we've got Rage 2, which we've seen a little bit of. That's obviously going to be a big deal for Bethesda. And the big one is... I mean, it is Elder Scrolls time in terms of E3s, but they have leaked this Starfield game.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Starfield was leaked, wasn't it, a while back?
And that sounds
very cool. I'll get involved.
Well, it seems unlikely to me that they're releasing Starfield and a new Elder Scrolls game.
I think the fact that they've just updated Elder Scrolls Online with fucking Somerset. Like literally this week, I think it was that came out.
It was, yeah.
So I feel like they're putting a lot of eggs in the old Elder Scrolls Online. It kind of makes me want to play it again and realize that it's absolute fucking ball bags. I did watch a 5-minute video of I think it was like, is Elder Scrolls Online worth playing in 2018? I was like, no, it's not. I didn't even watch the whole video. I was just like, no, it's definitely not. It's still shit and wank and just no. Just no.
Yeah. I mean, Starfield sounds like a sort of planetary, like Fallout in space, but the rumors are that it's going to be on like one planet. It's not going to be like a sort of No Man's Sky type thing.
Yeah, we can fly around and shit.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I've also heard rumors that it's going to be in the Wolfenstein universe.
There's theories where they are all connected in some way. If you really want to go into it, like every one of those games is interlinked in some way, shape, or form.
Well, the big rumors, the biggest rumor about Starfield, because obviously we've only got limited information at this point. The biggest rumors are they've been developing it since Fallout 3 came out in 2008.
Fucking hell! Right.
And B, it's in the spirit of Bethesda announcing and revealing things at conferences over the previous few years.
That is true. They'll release it and then it'll be out like in a couple of months or whatever.
Yeah, and the rumor is November launch for a game that no one has seen yet.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
I like that. I respect that sort of style, not dragging it out, not giving me the opportunity to get fucking bored of it before it even arrives.
Yeah, having 3 years to think, oh yeah, Watch Dogs, that looks really good. Nah, shit, mate.
Yeah, as it gets progressively worse.
Yeah, they didn't Ubisoft it.
No. So that's pretty exciting. And to be honest, that's one of the conferences I'm most excited for because of that Fallout 76 and because of that
the unknown. Really, I think about it, which is
it's what we want, man. Yeah. That is what we want. So the next conference is Square. That is Monday, June the 11th, 10 a.m. PST. 1 p.m. EST and 6 p.m. BST. That is Tomb Raider, Just Cause 4, Kingdom Hearts, and The Avengers, buddy. So it's been a while since Square had a conference.
Yeah, I don't know when they were last there.
I think the last time was when Mankind Divided came out. I remember there being a really weird reveal of it. Yeah, I was going to say,
do you reckon there might be some sort of, in there?
Deus Ex, I would love that. Mankind Divided is a fucking cool game. I loved that game, and I loved Human Revolution as well. So, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, isn't it? It's difficult to know what they're going to do. It's been a little while. In the past, their conferences have been wall-to-wall cringe. But they do have some, Tomb Raider, obviously they're going to make a big song and dance of, and I'm sure, again, that game is going to look absolutely amazing and probably play well and have a terrible story. Just Cause 4, I think they did a lot of damage. They really think that they did a lot of damage releasing a game in the third one that just didn't run properly on anything. And it's made me very uninterested.
Because when we played it, it was fun. I enjoyed it, but it just ran so bad. Absolute ball bags.
My lasting memory is blowing up a couple of barrels and it dropping to about 9 frames.
Yeah, I did like grappling, hooking people and swinging them round and stuff. Though that was
so much fun.
It was very satisfying.
But it wasn't just the performance that was the problem. It was also a lack of content and a lack of things to do.
Yeah,
it felt a little bit too much like here's a sandbox, create your own fun. Yeah, and you can't really do that anymore. The open world go anywhere thing is no longer a novelty. You have to fill it with good shit. The thing that makes me excited for Just Cause 4 is the prospect of them finally having online play in that game. That's something that I think could be really fun.
Yes.
But famous last words, like I said that for a lot of games in the past, but it's always felt to me like it should be an online game, that. And, just in terms of the same sort of fun factor of the crew in a sort of comedy, cartoony violence kind of way, Just Cause 4 could be brilliant if you could play it 4-player co-op in a party.
Exactly. It'd be really, really good fun.
Everyone with their grappling and setting up set pieces.
We would just do really stupid stuff in that game.
Exactly.
This is tradition.
Givens. Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, everyone's always excited about Kingdom Hearts.
Don't know why.
I genuinely have no idea why. But
I don't even know what that game's about.
Each to their own. And the Avengers, which no one knows a great deal about. It will certainly feature at this conference. A lot of people are kind of speculating that this is going to be kind of Square's Destiny type game. So we're talking about maybe a sort of PvE loot-based Avengers game with all the characters and so on, which sounds interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
You just don't know what you're going to get.
No, exactly. It's going to be an interesting conference. Again, one of the ones that I'm most excited about just because of the unknown, and not just the software lineup on this one, but how much they balls it, whether there are sound and technical issues, whether anyone makes you want to eat your own face when you're listening to them speak. These are all things Square have done successfully in the past and could do again this week coming.
Yeah. There's probably going to be some Final Fantasy stuff in there, I'm guessing. Yeah. No.
I would imagine so. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15, is it?
And the 7
and maybe
remastered.
That 7 remaster, might see a little bit of that. That'd be nice.
Doubt it.
Probably not.
Nah.
So, what else have we got? We got the Ubisoft conference that is on Monday the 11th of June, 1 p.m. PST, 4 p.m. EST and 9 p.m. BST. That is going to feature the following things, I would imagine. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which we've already talked about. The Division 2, we expect an announcement on that. There will be Rainbow Six Siege stuff because of how popular that's becoming now.
Yeah.
There may be some Wild Pants stuff because that's growing as well, a bit of a fan base.
Well, didn't they say there was going to be another Wild Pants, or am I dreaming that?
I don't know what the plan is. I mean, there was talk of. I mean, they put out this roadmap for season 2.
Yeah, for season 2. I don't. You could. Yeah, that just means that season 2 is going to end at some point, and probably season 3 is going to start.
Yeah, it's games as a service, buddy.
Oh, I love it.
That's the game that they're playing.
Don't
Beyond Good and Evil
Honor.
2. For Honor. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Skull and Bones. We haven't heard anything about that for ages. That was that.
It's been delayed until next year, I think.
I expect to see some of that then.
March. Yeah, there'll be a bit about that.
That was, of course, the boat combat game with the sort of
Pirate Simulator
Black Flag
2018,
mechanics.
mate.
Yeah. So That could be good, or it could be shit. And then the big one, obviously, for us, that we're hoping for, or I certainly am, is a Splinter Cell announcement, which has been heavily rumoured for some time now. It's been a while since the last one, and there hasn't been a Splinter Cell on the current gen of consoles. And it's fucking time, if you ask me.
It is time.
So
yeah, because they said there's going to be a new IP as well a while ago. Or no, what was it? In marketing financial findings or something, it was said that there's an unannounced IP. I don't know if that means Splinter Cell, because that's already there, but there might be something brand new from Ubisoft this year. I don't know. So that's kind of got me a bit excited.
They've got a decent pedigree of supporting the VR headset as well, so expect some PSVR games to arrive
bird
from Ubisoft
flying
again.
Game, capture the flag
Eagle Flight
in a bird.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Bridge Crew, of course, as well. Is a decent Ubi game. So yeah, Splinter Cell's the big one. And I suppose The Division 2, it'll be classic Ubisoft, you know. And obviously they're free from the throes of any sort of external financial pressures at this point. They're kind of free to do their own thing, so expect it to be a little bit quirky and colourful and interesting, unlike probably most of their games. So next, last but not least, buddy, we have Sony's conference, and that is on Monday, June the 11th, and that'll be 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST, and 2 a.m. BST on Tuesday morning.
Sweet.
They've already told us what's going to be in this thing. So it was going to be Spider-Man, Ghosts of Tsushima, Days Gone, The Last of Us 2, Death Stranding. Those are the big five that they were talking about. Not a lot else. I expected them to chuck VR under the bus with like not many announcements. Sounds like they've got a couple that they're going to make before the show, and then
they always have that pre-show as well, like an hour before. Where they last year, I think they chucked a load of like indie games in there and stuff like that. Did they announce the Crash games as well? Then I can't remember. Maybe
I think you're right. Yeah, it's. I'm sure they'll have a lot of stuff. I mean, they've always got a whole host of indie stuff as well. Yeah. But I don't like the fact that I know what their like major headlines are going to be before the show. It just takes the fun out of it.
Now. Yeah, I know.
Why would I watch the show live when I know what's going to be on there? Like, I could just watch the stuff I'm interested in afterwards.
Exactly. I've just written as well, they'll probably have Call of Duty on there. I think PlayStation has the thing to that, the exclusivity rights.
So we'll have our Black Ops 4 there.
Yeah, and also Destiny 2.
They have the exclusive stuff there.
Exactly. Yeah. So they'll probably be on the stage as well. So, yay!
There you go. So yeah, there you go. That's all the conferences. I think it's going to be interesting. There's certainly a lot of games in the lists that I've made there that get me excited, but at the same time, it just doesn't have the same sort of excitement that it used to before mega leaks.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it just used to be more exciting, definitely.
Yeah,
but we'll be interested to hear from you guys. I mean, I'm sure that some of our listeners will watch these shows, or at least parts of them, and obviously we'll be kind of dissecting things next week. So pop us your comments in after you've seen the shows and stuff, buddies. We'd be interested to hear what you think. But yeah, so there you go, buddy. That's a bit of E3. And are you going to watch any of them live? I mean, obviously the
I think so. I'll try.
2 a.m. one's probably not.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that. I'll probably the fucking EA one's on at a good time, isn't it?
I'll probably
have that
watch
one
that
in the
if I'm in.
background. And then Square and Ubi, they're on at a decent time as well. So probably those ones. Maybe Microsoft, 9 a.m. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing anything at 9 a.m. on Sunday. So yeah, sure. And probably watch the Sony one the next day, and same for Bethesda. So there we go.
Yeah, sounds good.
Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk. And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we want to know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We want to know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show. And this week on the show, buddy, we've got a little back and forth from the Funk and the Pizzle, which I thought I'd just read out, and then we can dissect and have a little chat about. So, Funk says this. He says, yeah, seen loads of potential new Battle Royale games this week, including a horror version. If you could design one that suited you, what would it look like? So that's his first question, buddy. If you could make one of these Battle Royale games and you had full control over what went into it, what exactly would it be?
Oh, fuck knows. Okay. So,
'cause you've played a few more of them than I have.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't say... I don't know. Okay, so it's a pretty much like one person survives and that's how it wins then, isn't it? How would I want to play that game?
Tour de France, mate.
Tour de France sounds good.
Tour de France elimination.
Yeah, I don't know. Rock, paper, scissors elimination. There you go.
I can't think of a version of that game that I find massively appealing, if I'm honest, because I've got such an aversion to shooters, and I would expect it to...
Well, that's it. It doesn't have to be a shooter, does it? What about it was like, you got 100 people, 100 laps. Last one in, like a marathon kind of thing. Last one in wins it kind of thing. Obviously, 100 laps would be fucking ridiculous, but, And
you can't do them anyway, because you can't play any racing games online.
Yeah, and then, you'd have to be ghosts, wouldn't you? Like, you couldn't have...
Yeah.
What other games are there where you could have loads of people? Wrestling, a massive wrestling ring.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, there you go. I'm trying to think
in terms of the
sports or something, but I just can't see it. I don't know.
No,
it would be fun.
I don't think it works. I think it's got to be like a sort of a shooter or a third-person affair of some sort. I mean, there's a lot of potential with those Naughty Dog games in terms of the mechanics, like the Uncharted with the like ninja rope and stuff.
Yeah,
The Last of Us with its stealth. Like, I
was going to say you could have like a stealth game, or you could have like a medieval game, which would be weird, like a crossbow thing and like a sword. Yeah, just putting it out there. Fuck it, let's just make them all. I don't know if it's 100 versus 1. Like you could do more with like team-based games, like squads of 4s and things like that. Maybe like you could have like biker gangs or whatever. I don't know. That's a thing, isn't it? Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see this Fallout 76, because it could still be a Royale game, that. And,
true.
It could tick several of the boxes that we're talking about here, but Funk came up with an idea. And
I've got it now. So you don't parachute onto an island. You get shot up into the skies and you're flying around, and you have to hide behind clouds.
Shit.
There you go.
Like Skyblock.
Yeah, or there's an actual tornado. And you're in the tornado, you're in the storm, you're in the eye of the storm, yeah? And the better you do, the higher up you go in the whirlwind, and when you reach the top, you win.
And the eye shrinks towards the bottom.
Yeah, to a Jap eye.
Yeah, to a little tiddler. Yeah, there you might be onto a winner.
There you go, mate.
Funk's got an idea, and Pizzle quite like the sound of this by the seams of things.
Go on then.
So Funk says this. He says, I was thinking of a racing style game like Mad Max Destruction Derby, etc. where you have to race away from the circle to the top or an end point. Your car has damage and you pick up power-up type shit to help you along the way.
Nice.
made specifically for the wheel and maybe VR, would be a cracking giggle. Crashing into people and taking everyone out. It has one added advantage. It's how all these cunts play racing games anyway.
That's true.
It's a fair point.
He's right.
So yeah, this is something, and I was going to say this, and then Pizzle chipped in the old chat, saying there is a race mode like that in The Crew 2, but it could be sweet as a battle game like Wheeltown Blaze Rush. Yeah, the Crew 2 has this one of its sort of mini sort of things that you can do on the map. You drive through a point, it starts off as a dot and it slowly expands, and you just got to drive away and stay ahead of the circle. So that's kind of a little bit kind of what Funk's alluding to here, I think.
Yeah, so you can take whatever route you want, and yeah, you just got to get away from it and stay out of it. And the last one that doesn't get eaten up by it or doesn't end up in the circle wins. I get you. That would work really well.
It would work. It's a cool idea for a racer. It could be arcadey or simmy. You could have weapons on your vehicles or Destruction Derby-esque shunting. It's pretty cool. So yeah, Funk says, yeah, you could go cartoony, but I was thinking really dank and dark, like a Mad Max type of thing. Project Cars mechanics with violence, basically. Like no one's done a sim racer in any other way than a circuit racing game. So it'd be really interesting to have those sorts of mechanics in that type of game. And then PJ says, even a straight-up Demolition Derby would be awesome. And Funk says, yeah, it could be a controller game, but with the wheel it'd be crazy. And then PJ was saying, with the VR, you'd be looking all around, watching over your shoulder for the clown trying to take you out.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of onto something. We need to trademark this fucking thing. It
sounds good.
It does sound good. I really like the idea. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a racing fan. If anything's going to get me into Battle Royale games, then it's driving a car around. I think Rage 2 looks to have a little bit of these kind of vehicle fighting mechanics, and they haven't revealed the online modes of this thing yet. So you might find both Funk and PJ have a look at this Rage 2, because there might actually be a load of stuff that you like the sound of in there. As we were talking before, like that trailer did look really cool. I'm not totally convinced because I found the first game a bit bland, but it's a new dev, it's a new team, so like that shouldn't necessarily have much to do with it.
100 people in the sea on jet skis with harpoon guns. Go.
Waterworld with Kevin Costner.
Yeah. That.
Yeah?
You're welcome.
Have you watched any of that the Raft game that Hat Films are playing at the moment?
No, I haven't. What? Just discuss.
It's a multiplayer game up to 4 player. You start off on a little bit of like flotsam, a little raft in the middle of the sea.
Yeah.
And it's basically like Skyblock on Minecraft, where you have to like
build out.
Like you've got like these little fishing rods, and you can kind of collect planks and stuff washing past the raft, and then you can build stuff with it until you build the raft out bigger and bigger, and then you can build like stairs on it. You can build a sail for it, and then you'll see like islands in the distance, and you can kind of navigate towards them. But when you get there, like you need a way of anchoring, so you can like craft like a bucket of rocks on a rope,
nice,
and stuff, and you can go in the water, but there's always a shark about, so he's always trying to like batter you. That's quite cool.
That is cool.
And that forest as well, that looks to be, I'm hoping for a console announcement for that, because that's kind of YouTube, the whole of YouTube is playing the forest at the moment, and it's like a sort of Ark type survival game where you're in a plane crash and wake up in a sort of on an island and have to sort of survive, and that's co-op as well. I'm starting to like the idea of those sorts of games a little bit more recently. I have actually reinstalled Ark, because we never really played that very much.
No, I just kept getting annoyed because I just died all the time.
Yeah,
lose everything.
I've been watching a lot of people playing those sorts of games recently, and it kind of has given me a bit of a hankering again.
Ooh.
But yeah, that Fallout game is going to be interesting to see what that is, because that could be a Royale game.
Yeah,
and that could feature all sorts of different things, or it could be a survival game like Ark or something. We shall see. But yeah, I mean, Royale's kind of cemented itself as a game mode now, hasn't it? Like as a genre, which is kind of a big deal. We haven't had like a proper established new genre for ages. So
nah, the MOBA really, wasn't it? It was the last one.
That was the last one. Yeah, definitely. So I think they got some really good ideas here. And
I'd say that was shit as well.
That was shy. As for this racing game, I would definitely play it. 100%. So thanks very much, Funk, and thanks very much, PJ. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 166 of the JfG podcast. We've covered a lot of ground tonight. Like, we've done well, considering we had like a fairly hefty news section and all the E3 stuff to get through as well.
I had a lot to talk about Destiny 2 as well.
You did. You certainly did. Gibbons. I suppose it only really remains for me to say what we're going to do now, what we're playing.
I'm absolutely fucking bollocks, mate. I don't know if I can play games right now, but maybe
we can just navigate the store for half hour.
I think so. I think some more games have gone on sale, so we'll go and look at them.
We're going to have a look at those.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting old. That's what's happening now. Yeah. It's like, I'll just have a little peruse of the storefront.
Have a little window shop.
Yes. Fucking, well, why not, buddy? Let's go and do that.
Yeah.
So let me tell you where you can find us if you want to find us. You've already found us, but if you want to find us more, feel like you found us a percentage harder than you currently found us, you'll find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, Facebook / the JFG Podcast. Our Twitter account is at the JFG Podcast. We're also on all the video streaming sites, the YouTubes, twitch.tv / the JFG Podcast, and mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. SoundCloud, we're on there as well if you want to listen to an episode from 50,000 years ago. We've got our community app that you can come and jump in on the PlayStation. You can get that on your phone as well. From our website, you will find Street Beat, where you can contribute each week, and a link to our Discord. And we're also on Google Plus, if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We will catch you next time.
If you want a free game, get in the Discord.
If you want a free game, get in the Discord, buddies. It's all up for grabs. It's all up for grabs.
I got more games to give away now because I got my Humble Bundle, so there's more games.
Gibbons. And I'll be in the Discord chat whenever I'm watching an E3 conference. If anyone wants to chip in and take the piss out of it with me, then I'll be on there, buddies, on the Discord. I'm not sure I'll make the 2:30 a.m. Bethesda show.
I'll be up for that.
But we'll see how we go. I'll certainly be in there for the others.
Gibbons.
So yeah, thanks for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JFG podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook / the JFG podcast, or Twitter, where we are at the JFG podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.